Hi guys! Today our first lesson is to learn a lunge and a lever in preparation for a handstand. So what you need for this lesson is a wall, an empty wall, so no picture frames or tables, and a floor, preferably a carpet or a soft floor. I would not recommend doing this on the hardwood because you will put your hands on the ground. And aside from that, just make sure you move slowly and don't go into anything too quickly so that you fall over. Okay, step one is called a lunge position. Lunge. So everybody has a favorite foot. Some people remember it, other people have to remember it every time they try. To start out, just put your feet together and then arms up. And you want your arms up so that they're hiding your ears and they're completely straight. You don't want your fingers out to the side like this or facing inward, and you definitely don't want them bent. So straight arms. To figure out which foot you like the best, lean forward and see which one naturally you use to catch yourself. So you can try it again with the other foot. I am better on my right side. So I'm a righty. I'm gonna give this leg a little tap so I remember it. You can use a stamp or a sticker or even a bracelet if you need to remember your favorite foot. So with our arms up and our favorite foot forward, you're gonna lean forward into your front leg or your favorite foot. So take a look first at your front leg. Your toes facing forward, your knee is bent and it's directly over your ankle. You're leaning forward, so we're not up like this, we're leaning forward towards the floor. I'll show you from another view. Your eyes are looking forward. You can look at your hands, but don't stick your head out like this. So we shouldn't be able to see your ears. So this is the lunge. Now, with your back foot, sometimes it's easy to accidentally put your toe out facing the side. You're gonna make sure it's facing forward and it's completely straight. So everybody hold a lunge position for 10 seconds. Let's count backwards. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now reverse and stand back, normal position. Now that we've mastered our lunge position, let's test it by falling forward 3 times into a lunge and then back to a regular stand. Pay special attention to your arms and your front foot. Make sure that there's enough space in between your back foot and your front foot. 2 and 3. Okay. Now that we've mastered the lunge, we'll move to step 2, which is a T. So this is what your body is going to look like when you're in the correct T position. So we transfer our weight out of our back leg, and all of our weight goes onto our front leg, right here. So your front leg is completely straight. So your body is in the shape of a T with your leg down and your arms and your leg making the long end of the T. So this is pretty challenging, so step back to your lunge, give your leg a break. You can shake your hands out. You might have trouble straightening your front leg, and that's normal, but keep trying, and if you have somebody with you that's watching you, suggest that they tell you if you look like you're in an actual T position. So let me show you from another angle. Lunge, T, back to a lunge. So a good analogy for the lunge and lever is a teeter-totter or a seesaw. Every time your hands go down, your back leg has to come up. So we're just in the second phase of the teeter-totter, but if you look, you can see that as my arms go forward, my back leg comes up, and same thing on the way back. So one other analogy that's helpful is you can pretend that there's a metal rod or something that's connecting your wrist all the way down to your ankle, and every time one moves, the other has to. So practice this over and over and over. I would say 5 lunge, T, back to lunges, just so you really get that step down. Lunge, T, lunge. So repeat that 5 times. All right, now that you have mastered the lunge and the T, you're ready to take the step of moving to the lever. So let's demonstrate it first. Lunge, T, lever. So your hands come down on the ground, your back leg is up, and your hands are right beside your ears. So your arms are by your ears and your hands are close together, fingers facing forward. Make sure your hands are not too far out, your fingers aren't facing the side. You want them facing forward. So hold this position. 3, 2, 1. Now to the next step, and it's a tricky step, is to try to push off the ground and come back to a T and then a lunge. So you might try that and you might fall the first several times that you try it. So that's normal. Go really slowly so that if you do lose your balance, you don't fall quickly. So let's try to do 3 lunge, T, lever, T, lunges. Remember to go slow, like you're in a swimming pool. Lunge, T, lever, T, lunge. Try it again. Pay attention to your fingers this time. Try to keep your weight in your leg and not fall onto your hands. Lunge, T, lever, T, lunge. Now you might notice that I didn't put my fingers all the way down that time. This is not a suggestion for handstands that you put your fingertips down, but it's great for your lever to make sure that you're not falling onto your hands. So if you feel like you've mastered the lever, try this. It's a fingertip lever. Lunge, T, fingertips. Pretend like there's a really old piano in front of you and you're trying to play it lightly. And then come back to a T, lift, back foot down. Okay, so we'll do one more of those and that'll finish our levers. Lunge, T, lever, T, lunge. Notice at the end that my weight is transferred all the way into my back leg. So during the lunge and lever process, and eventually the handstand process, your weight will go all the way from your back leg, all the way up through to your fingertips, and then back to your back foot. So maintaining control and knowing where you're holding your weight is really important in mastering this challenge. So for the last challenge, before we start to actually kick up, we're gonna do the 4s. So the 4s are where you do a lunge and a T and a lever, and then in reverse, and you have to hold it for 4 seconds in each position. It can be challenging, but practice it until you master it. So let's start with our feet together. Okay. Lunge, 2, 3, 4. T, 2, 3, 4. Lever, 2, 3, 4. T, 2, 3, 4. Back to lunge. Okay, so continue practicing that. Don't try to rush through it. Just see how long you can hold each one. You can even start to count to 5. The ultimate challenge would be to count to your age while you hold each of those. The most challenging part is probably the end, getting back into the T position. So I'll show you one more time from the side, and then I'll let you practice on your own. Lunge, 2, 3, 4. T, 2, 3, 4. Lever, 2, 3, 4. Back to T, 2, 3, 4. Back foot down, finish. Good job, guys.